there is, there are, how many, and prepositions of place. We use there is, there are to say that something exists or doesn't exist. There is. Let's look at some examples. There is a cat on the table. There is a man in the garden. There is a film on TV. There is some money in my purse. And the negative form, there isn't a market in the street. No market. There isn't any snow on the hills. No snow. Here is the structure. We use there is with singular nouns. There is a man in the garden. One man. And we use there is with uncountable nouns. There is some money in my purse. There is some milk in the fridge. Note that with uncountables we use there is some. We use there isn't with singular nouns. There isn't a market in the street. And we use there isn't with uncountable nouns. There isn't any snow on the hills. There isn't any milk in the fridge. Note that with uncountables we use there isn't any. There are. Let's look at some examples. There are 5 apples on the table. There are 4 people in the car. There are 10 pencils in the bag. And the negative form, there aren't any people in the garden. No people. There aren't any computers in the class. No computers. There aren't any flowers in the vase. No flowers. Here is the structure for there are. We use there are with plural nouns and uncountable nouns. For 2, 3, 4, or 5 things. There are 2 apples on the table. There are 3 chairs in the living room. And we use there aren't with plural and countable nouns. There aren't any computers in the class. There aren't any beds in the room. Note that with the negative form we use there aren't any. To ask questions for there is, there are, we use how many or how much. We use how many with countable nouns that are always plural. We use how much with uncountable nouns. Let's look at the examples. How many people are there in the room? There are 4 people in the room. How many chairs are there in the room? There are 2 chairs in the room. How many children are there in the park? There aren't any children in the park. How much water is there in the glass? There is some water in the glass. Water is uncountable, so we use how much. How much coffee is there in the cup? There isn't any coffee in the cup. Coffee is uncountable, so we use how much.